In today's video, I'm gonna give you my top favorite 5 fragrances of the year 2023. Now these particular fragrances made the list because these are my most worn fragrances of 2023. And I like wearing them because they're very unique and they smell very expensive. So if you think you're gonna enjoy that, stay tuned. Hello everyone, I'm Max, welcome back. And if this is your first time tuning in, if you like what you see, give me a thumbs up, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. But this list consists of 5 fragrances that I picked because they're my most worn fragrances. I like them because they're very unique. And one of these fragrances, I guarantee you probably have never heard of. This first fragrance, when I decided to buy it, no one had done a review on it. I had to go by like a judgment call, and I'm glad I did. This is one particular fragrance that I have a backup bottle to. And it's so hard to find because I think this company discontinued this fragrance, but it was a mistake on their part because it's a very lovely fragrance and no one is talking about it. And the fragrance I'm talking about is coming from the House of Collage, and that's Hisslieux. Now smelling it off the cap, it smells like a bunch of grapes, spices, and some bitterness to it. But I tell you what I get. Okay, when it's first opened up, you're gonna get this nice citrus note. And then what you get after that is like this iris note. But the iris in this is not powdery. It smells like a stem. They're giving it like a bitterness to it. Then along in the fragrance, you get that geranium. They give it like a sweet floral note to it. Then when it goes to the base, you get this cedar that provides like an aromatic, woody, spicy note that's very sharp. And then when it really dries down, you're gonna get this musky base. Now this is one of my favorite scents, and why people don't talk about it, or why they didn't talk about it before. Like I said, I had to make a judgment on it. I blind bought it, and this is one of my favorite fragrances. One of the only fragrances that I have a backup bottle to. So if you can find this fragrance, jump on it. But last time I checked, the fragrance was only available like in the UA. Now this is spicy. It's green, slightly sweet. At the same time, you get a lot of bitterness to it, along with that sweetness that provides a very unique twist to a fragrance. One of my favorite fragrances. It almost smells like a grape accord that's aromatic. It's woody, fresh, clean. I love it. And that's from the House of Collage, Hisslieux. Now this next fragrance coming up is not only one of my favorite fragrances, it's one of my favorite Middle Eastern fragrance house. And I could have went with either one of their fragrances from Oud 01 to Amber 01, Oud 07, and it's a lot of fragrances that's in this collection that smell very good, but this is the one I chose. And the reason I chose this is because every time I wear this fragrance, I receive compliments. And the fragrance I'm talking about is coming from the House of Swiss Arabian, and that's Amber 07. Now you want to talk about a very sexy amber fragrance. Now at the top of this, you get this nice amber. It's very spicy. You're also gonna get some warm, spicy notes of cinnamon. And then what really sets this fragrance apart and makes it very unique from every fragrance that I own, you get them dried dates. Now the date notes is providing a sweet, jammy accord, fruity accord that's dried, and that gonna last throughout the fragrance. In the meantime, in the middle, you get hints of rose that making it floral. You get light touches of frankincense that takes the sweetness down a little bit, making it lightly smoky. You get sweetness from vanilla, making it spicy, sweet, it's floral. Very unique fragrance, one I'm in love with. I love wearing it because I like it for myself, and I receive plenty of compliments wearing it. One you will enjoy, and that's Amber 07 from the House of Swiss Arabian. Now this next fragrance coming up is from a fragrance house that I just got into this year. And yes, I was late to the party. And the fragrance I'm talking about is coming from the House of Diptyque, Eau Capitaine, or Eau Capitaine. Now the notes in this fragrance are very simple. It's only like 4 notes, but this is one of the best patchouli rose combos that you can ever smell. Smell very unique. You're gonna have the light patchouli, but the patchouli in this is more dirty than it is earthy. Then also in this fragrance, you get this pink pepper that's providing like a floral, spicy sweetness. Man, I love this stuff. It smells very expensive. That's floral, it's spicy, and it's earthy. Man, very unique for a patchouli fragrance with that dirtiness, has some sweetness, while at the same time making the whole composition very sexy. One I think you will love and enjoy if you haven't got your hands on it. And that's from the House of Diptyque, Eau Capital. Now the next fragrance coming up, and by the way, none of these fragrances are in any particular order. The fragrance coming up is another fragrance that you're gonna have to love patchouli, but this is not your ordinary patchouli because it's very bright. And the fragrance I'm talking about is coming from the house of Nicoli, and that's Nicoli Intense. Now right away you're getting this manly lavender, and by the way, this is a beast mode performer. You're getting that manly lavender, you're getting this thick orange note that's providing the sweetness, making it kind of fruity. Then when it goes into the heart, you're picking up on geranium. They're making it floral, making it sweet, making it spicy. And what really kicks this fragrance off, once all the top notes come in, you're also gonna get some cinnamon that's providing spice, making it very sexy, very manly. Then it's followed up with a dirty patchouli, also a spicy amber. You're gonna get vanilla, making this very spicy, woody, green, and it's citrusy. Nicoli Intense, one of the most unique fragrances in my collection. That's why I love wearing it. The next fragrance up kind of puts you in the mind of some of your Dior's, some of your Irish-based fragrances. But in my opinion, this is one of the most sexiest Irish fragrances on the market. And the fragrance I'm talking about is coming from the house of Prada, and that's Prada L'Homme Intense. Now right away, you're getting this iris. The iris is kind of powdery, but what makes this kind of unique is added along with some tonka, that making it kind of dark, kind of warm, kind of sweet. So the iris and tonka at the top, making it sexy, coming up with some patchouli that adds a little earthiness to it, some amber that's bringing the spice, and then you get some leather, making this powdery, sweet, creamy, leathery. A very enjoyable fragrance in my collection that tops off my favorite 5 fragrances. Have you smelled any of these fragrances? If so, leave it in the comments. Thanks for coming by, watching my channel. Everybody stay safe. Peace.